Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? So this is my first live stream, and so welcome. And so today I'm actually just going to be talking about how horse therapy has helped my mental health as a veteran. Just to give you guys a little more background about me. So I retired from the army in 2021. Served a little bit over 21 years, and I have a family. I'm married. I have 4 kids. And me and my family just recently moved here to southwestern Utah from Arizona about 2 months ago. I met up with another gentleman, another veteran who actually is a fix-it guy. He came to our house to help fix something. I just kind of was talking to him and found out he was a veteran. He actually has a herd of horses. He's got about 8 or 10 horses, and since then, since we've been here, and then I've been out there, just enjoying and love being out there with the horses, taking my kids and my wife out there throughout the week, and we just love on them, do things. But it's been a great experience. We usually ride a couple times a week. I ride a couple times a week with this gentleman, and we also taught me a lot about just the all the little things that go into taking care of a horse, and just putting the horse pad on their saddle, all the tack equipment, stuff like that, things that you would need to know, right? Not just hopping on a horse and riding. So it's been a great experience. So I just wanted to preface all this and give you this information, a little bit about me, and before I go into this podcast a little more in depth. But I don't see a lot of videos about this. I know that the VA, the Department of Veteran Affairs, has a lot of good programs for veterans with equine therapy, and I would highly suggest any of you guys out there, especially if you're a veteran, is to tap into that or reach out to your local. Hopefully, you have a local equine therapy program and really be able to get into this, because I know that you'll love it. Once you start, you never want to stop. It becomes a lifelong learning outlet, and it literally will change your life. I'm telling you, it's so fun. So I want to start this off by a couple uh, quotes that I thought were really just, they were pretty inspirational to me. And the first one says, "I call my horses divine mirrors. They reflect back the emotions you put in it." And the next one is, "Horses help us to learn about ourselves and to overcome our fears and limitations." So as we talk about some of the stuff that I'm going to tell you about, how doing this horse therapy has helped me and just how it's changed me a little bit in my life. A lot of those two quotes are just so significant in what I'm about to discuss, and it's so true. There's so much things that a horse can mirror, as they reflect back the emotions that you are putting into it, and then as we go along, the longer we're with these horses, how much they tell us and how much we can learn about ourselves and our fears and limitations, and help to get over those things too. And there's so facts, and I love looking up facts and doing a lot of research. So I didn't know this actually when I was looking some of this stuff up before this podcast, but it actually says that more than 50% of veterans that participated in an equine therapy program actually showed marked reduction in PTSD and depression at their first post-treatment and 3-month follow-up visit. Like, guys, come on. That's amazing. It really is amazing. Um, the horses are doing all the work. All we have to do is show up and have an open mind and just be open to learning, and just be open with our behaviors and our emotions. This is my experience. Um, I do know from riding with a couple other veterans, they have given me their personal testimony and how it's helped them too. But what I'm what I'm going to be talking about is just my own personal journey here. So I think though when I was starting to just see these horses and just visit them, and then eventually, throwing a leg over one, slowly but surely learning the fundamentals first, of course. I think this mentality of the term that we use in the military is, slow is fast, fast is slow, right? Um, it applies to everything in our life. We're, we use this every day in the military for our tasks and missions, but most of the time, I think that we all live as if there's just not enough hours in the day. We're so busy. We get up, we do the same things. Maybe we get breakfast, we get our kids up for school, we take them to school, we go to our work, we get out of work, go pick up our kids from school, or we go have to take them to, um, take them to football practice or baseball practice or whatever practice, right? And then we take them home, then we go eat dinner, then we have to maybe, give them, if you have younger kids, you got to give them a bath. And then after you give them a bath, then, brush your teeth, read them a story, spend a little bit of time with them, and then get them in bed, right? But sometimes you feel like there's not enough time in the day for the stuff that you really needed to get done, and you never do. But it helps that mentality though of slow is fast, fast is slow. It helps us do things more calmly, carefully, and with attention to detail and we'll get things done. We'll get things done quicker and efficiently and with much less stress and anxiety while we're doing it, right? So that's just something good to remember. Okay. Um, some of the things that have helped me along this journey when since being able to work with horses, and by working, I don't necessarily just mean riding, right? It's not just about um, throwing throwing the saddle on them, and mounting up and going. There's so much other details and the attention to detail that you need before you just jump, before you throw a leg over a horse. Um, for me, I think that it was building trust. These horses, they teach you and they taught me as far as building trust. Building trust for other people, maybe people out here in the world that you have no idea who they are. Building trust with some of your friends, or even maybe more with your family members. Um, the horses are very perceptive. They respond to human emotions, which can help us, build trust in ourselves, and it can help us build trust in others. So I have seen some of these horses out here that are they're BLM horses, so they're wild. Most of them are wild Mustangs that are caught, and you can buy them through the BLM or through an auction, right? And the level of trust it takes, time, patience, trust, and gentleness is so important when you're trying to train a horse that has not been broke yet. It's teaching you and it's teaching them to trust you and that you trust them. And that is just, so profound once you actually start working with them. The patience aspect, especially with me, I struggle with, every day especially with patience, anger management sometimes. But what's cool is the patience thing. When you're doing some of these training exercises with a horse that still hasn't been broke, the amount of patience that it takes is simply amazing, especially to watch these guys do, right? I was actually just out there today. One of my friends that has the horses, he had a new one that was from the BLM, and watching him have the just incredible amount of patience with this horse. Um, and we're just not even still working on being able to throw a halter on the horse. Not even we're not even talking about getting close to anything but riding at this point. So the patience, though, to watch that horse come, he willingly came toward him. He ate right out of his hand, and then he made me back away a little bit. And he'd come back, go away, and it was just a dance, but it was just trust and patience. And it teaches you if you rush things, if you're belligerent, if you get angry, if you lose your cool, you've lost them. You've totally lost them, and they don't want to continue, and they don't, and you've unfortunately you've lost that trust, and that is everything. So another thing is some emotional healing. I think that I know horses provide a awesome safe space for people to express and process their emotions or feelings, which can obviously help with which can help with emotional healing and just kind of getting collecting your thoughts. I was actually finding myself today. Actually, I was out there walking the horse after I had dismounted him and had the lead, and walking her back to the hitching post, and I was just talking to her, like, "Hey, how you doing, girl? How's your how was your morning? My morning was this way. I kind of maybe woke up a little bit grumpy, but I feel better now. Thank you so much for letting me, for taking me on the ride, and for trusting me and helping me." I was just talking to her. I was venting some of my frustrations, and you know what? They're so in tune with you. They really are. They know when you need it. They really know when you need it, when you need that comfort or affection. And she was putting she was putting her face, her nose, right in my chest. She just laid it right there. It was so cute. It was just it was touching. It was just, everything else can melt away in the world. When that happens, horses have just this unique perspective and this sixth sense of when you need that affection, when you need that extra just attention, when you're pouring your heart out to them, you're just talking to them, and your emotions, they feel it. They can feel everything. And I've had, and this isn't just one circumstance, by the way. This happens all the time when I'm with them. Some of the taller ones, some of the thoroughbreds that he has, they're taller than my head, and they'll they'll rest their head right here on the back of my shoulder, or on the back of my neck or something, and that's their way of of just comforting me and providing me with some tranquility. But yeah, emotional healing has been great. It's astounding at how effective just their presence can be. Next one, I would say reducing stress and anxiety for sure. So obviously interacting with the horses can greatly help regulate my emotions and reduce them. It just does. It's I ride motorcycles as well, and that is also a great outlet for my mental health. And even though it's great, a motorcycle is also just a machine. You can't interact with it as much. I can talk to it, and I do, but you don't receive any feedback. You don't get that touch, that affection, like you do with a horse. Two totally different experiences, from throwing your leg over a bike and throwing your leg on the saddle with a horse. but the amount of stress and anxiety it can take, and I had a little bit this morning actually when I went and rode with them this morning, like we do every Thursday mornings. And I didn't initially want to be there, but that motivation, knowing it was, hey, it's Thursday morning, let's get out, let's do it, right? I finally, when I got there and I saw the horses, my brain switched off and it just did something. Whatever I was concerned about earlier, it was, they're insignificant things, as they usually always are. Just flipped the switch and I was in that mode. And by the time I was finished, I got home. I felt so much better. Just felt so much better. And this is not all comprehensive list. There's I actually I was brainstorming everything, so these are just some of I would say my top choices. I could go on forever with some of the benefits of doing this. My last one is just improving communication. From my view, horses. So when it comes to communication, they can help. They can help us. They can help veterans learn or relearn how to recognize their feelings. Regulate our emotions and better communicate with people. Sometimes we get so secluded, or we just become, and we get so into ourselves that we don't want to be around anybody. Sadly, even our own, maybe our own immediate family members, maybe our spouse or our children. Sadly, and the communication it's an amazing feeling when it comes over you as a rider. You do have to clearly communicate with, and once again, I can go back to riding a bike, motorcycle. Giving it inputs, gentle inputs and stuff. You're doing that, but you're not really having to communicate with the bike in a way. Horses, they are a living thing. They are a living animal. So you are actively communicating with them all the time. Whether you're not in the saddle yet, and then when you are sitting on the saddle, just give them some praise, some love. Touching their mane, rubbing their neck, rubbing their legs, tell them they're good boy, good girl, all that stuff. Maybe having to correct them a little bit gently if you need to, if they're doing some sort of behavior. Maybe they're letting you know something maybe you didn't see, or maybe they're just giving you a little bit of feedback. Maybe something you're not, maybe you're not in the right headspace. That happens, but it helps you do it. It helps you check yourself. Helps to be able to regulate your emotions. So you don't get all sorts out of whack mentally. You have to be present. You have to be where your feet are. You have to be in the moment. And that is also the beauty of it, is it takes your mind off your problems. It takes your mind off of things. And then you realize, well, if I can go 20, 30 minutes, an hour without ever thinking about whatever it was that was bothering me yesterday or this morning, was it really that big of a deal to begin with? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it wasn't. That's for you to decide. But most of the time it isn't, in my case. Sometimes it's just a nice breather to be able to recharge my batteries a little bit and just maybe think about some of those things. Not in a bad way, just kind of, you just get to process through things. And then, a lot of times I just drop it. Just drop it. Why do I need to carry that baggage? I don't. It's not doing them any good, for sure. It's not helping me. And if it's not helping me, it's not helping my wife. It's not helping my kids. It's not helping my friends that I'm close with. So all of these are just a lot of a whole encompassing set of things that I've learned so far with being around horses and being able to work with them on a weekly basis. I would highly recommend, I really, 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 really highly recommend that if you haven't done so, I would highly encourage anybody to get out there and look for a local equine therapy program, or maybe if you're even more fortunate, maybe you have some close friends or family members that have access to horses, a ranch, a farm, whatever. And even if you're not physically able to ride, just go out there. Just go out there. Go out there and see what it does, and just interact with them. Even if you're just standing next to them when you're talking to them, or you're just standing there washing them, bathing them, brushing them, to see what it does to you. Give it a chance. Especially for veterans, I highly recommend you try this. Do it. I'm telling you, you won't regret it, and you'll never go back. You can come back here and put in the comment section, and you can, leave me a comment, and you can thank me later. Okay, you can thank me later for this. But I'm telling you, you'll never regret it. They're magnificent animals, God's creatures, and the way that they can bond with us, especially with us veterans, and with having some of the mental health issues that we do have. Veterans, first responders, it's amazing. And it's just hard to put into words, to be honest. It really is. It's such a blessing, and it can change your life. It really can change your life. If you as a person can get better, everything around you in your world that are directly affected by you, by your actions and how you interact with this world, will be so much better for it, and they will see you progressively getting better. And that's what really matters, is us and taking care of ourselves and being better men, women, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, whatever it is, whatever aspect in your life, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Don't hesitate. You'll love it. I promise you will love it. Okay? So, all right. That's about all I have now. So, hey, please let me know what you guys think. And any good feedback for me, please let me know. Let me know. Love to hear your feedback. I don't really do this, subscribe, like, comment stuff that they do on some of these, YouTube channels, like a lot of people do. I don't. I figure if it was worth it that much to you, and it's at least one person is encouraged, that would bring me so much joy, so much happiness. I don't need public acceptance or public praise for that sort of stuff. I just want to be able to help, even if it's one person. That's all that matters to me. That's really all that matters to me. And so I hope that this video is of some sort of encouragement and brings maybe somebody a little bit of hope out there. And go out there, get after it, and go see a horse wherever you're at. Try to go see a horse. They will astound you with how magnificent they are. All right. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Okay. Have a great day and have a great week.